The First Siege of Vienna, 1529, when the Ottoman Empire reached the gates of Europe. In the autumn of 1529, the world witnessed one of the most dramatic confrontations in military history. The mighty Ottoman Empire, under the leadership of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, marched deep into Central Europe and placed the Habsburg stronghold of Vienna under siege. His opponent? Archduke Ferdinand I of Austria, younger brother of Charles V, the most powerful man in Europe. Ferdinand rules Austria and parts of Hungary. He's ambitious, but overwhelmed. Standing between them is Vienna, not yet the grand city we know today, but a strategic fortress guarding the gateway to Central Europe. But why Vienna? Why 1529? And how did two empires, one Islamic, one Christian, end up in a clash that would define European geopolitics for centuries? September 27, 1529. The gates of Vienna have never faced a threat like this before. 120,000 Ottoman soldiers stand ready to storm the city's walls. Inside, just 20,000 defenders prepare for what could be their last stand. This is the story of the First Siege of Vienna, a clash that would decide the fate of Europe. To understand this moment, we need to meet our two main characters. First, the attacker, Sultan Suleiman I of the Ottoman Empire, known in Europe as Suleiman the Magnificent. At 35 years old, he's already conquered much of the Middle East and Eastern Europe. His empire stretches from Algeria to Iraq, from Hungary to Yemen. Before the invasion of Vienna in 1529, the empire occupied a total area of around 2.5 million square meters. Had a population 15 to 20 million, its imperial capital was Constantinople, Istanbul. These were the Ottoman Empire territories before 1529 and their years of conquest. European conquests. Balkans and Greece. Bursa, Turkey, 1326. Gallipoli, Gelibolu, Turkey, 1354. Adrianople, Edirne, Turkey, 1361. Philippopolis, Plovdiv, Bulgaria, 1363. Sofia, Bulgaria, 1385. Thessaloniki, Greece, 1387. Kosovo region, 1389. Nikopol, Bulgaria, 1396. Peloponnese, southern Greece, 1397 to 1460. Athens, Greece, 1459. Bosnia, 1463. Herzegovina, 1481. Belgrade, Serbia, 1521. Anatolia, Asia Minor. Nicaea, Iznik, Turkey, 1331. Nicomedia, Izmit, Turkey, 1337. Ankara, Turkey, 1354. Trebizond, Turkey, 1461. Eastern Anatolia, 1473. Strategic islands. Rhodes, Greece, 1522. Multiple Aegean islands, 1354 to 1522. Holy cities and Levant. Constantinople, Istanbul, Turkey, 1453. Aleppo, Syria, 1516. Damascus, Syria, 1516. Jerusalem, Israel/Palestine, 1516. Mecca, Saudi Arabia, 1517. Medina, Saudi Arabia, 1517. Mecca and Medina. This made the Ottoman Sultan the recognized servant of the two holy sanctuaries, Qadim al-Haramain al-Sharafain, a major source of religious legitimacy. They also had control of the major pilgrimage routes. Egypt and Africa. Cairo, Egypt, 1517. Alexandria, Egypt, 1517. Algiers, Algeria, 1517, vassal. Black Sea region. Crimean Khanate, Crimea, Ukraine, 1475, vassal. Cathay, Theodosia, Crimea, 1475. Hungary, immediately pre-Vienna. Budapest, Hungary, 1526. Most of central Hungary, 1526 to 1528. Key vassal states by 1529. Crimean Khanate, Algerian Regency, Moldavia, partial control, Wallachia, partial control. Major Ottoman provinces by 1529. Rumelia, southeastern Europe, Anatolia, Asia Minor, Syria, Levant, Egypt with Hijaz, Bosnia, Budin, central Hungary. What was the Habsburg monarchy? The Habsburg monarchy, sometimes called the Austrian monarchy, was a powerful European dynasty that controlled Austria, modern Austria, Bohemia, modern Czech Republic, Inner Austria, Slovenia, Styria, Croatia, Hungary after 1526, and parts of northern Italy, Tyrol, Lombardy regions. From the 1500s onward, the Habsburgs were the defenders of Catholic Europe against Protestantism and the advancing Ottoman Empire. They were the primary European power resisting Ottoman expansion after the fall of Byzantium. To understand 1529, we have to go back 3 years to 1526. This is the primary geopolitical event that started it all, the Battle of Mohacs. This was the culmination of Ottoman strategy and Hungarian folly. Hungarian mistakes. King Louis II, under pressure, abandoned a defensive strategy, waiting for reinforcements, harassing supply lines, and chose a frontal attack on the Ottoman army with a smaller, tired force, 25,000 to 30,000. Ottoman tactics. Suleiman used the terrain, positioning his army behind a marsh. He expertly used his artillery to disrupt the famed Hungarian heavy cavalry charges. The Janissaries, protected by trenches and barricades, delivered devastating volleys of gunfire. Feigned retreat, a classic Ottoman tactic, was used. Light cavalry engaged and then feigned a retreat, drawing the Hungarian knights into a killing zone where they were enveloped by artillery and Janissary fire. Result: the battle was a near total annihilation. King Louis II drowned in a swamp while fleeing, along with most of the Hungarian high nobility, bishops, and military leaders. The core of the political nation was wiped out in a single afternoon. Aftermath. Why conquest was quick. Mohacs didn't immediately give the Ottomans all of Hungary, but it made eventual conquest inevitable. Vacuum of power. With no king or heir, Louis died childless, and the elite dead, Hungary collapsed into a civil war between the Habsburg Ferdinand I, claimant by marriage, and the Transylvanian voivode John Zapolya, elected by a faction of nobles. Zapolya realized he couldn't beat the Habsburgs alone, so he did something controversial. He kissed the hand of Sultan Suleiman. He became an Ottoman vassal. Divided and conquered. The Ottomans skillfully played the factions against each other for 15 years, providing military aid to the weaker side to keep Hungary divided until the final capture of Buda, the capital, in 1541. The Persian threat. Why didn't Suleiman attack sooner? Because of the Safavid Empire in Persia, modern-day Iran. This was the Ottoman Empire's primary and enduring rival. The conflict was not just territorial, but deeply ideological. The Sunni Ottoman Sultan versus the Shia Safavid Shah. This sectarian divide made permanent conquest nearly impossible, as it would have required subduing a vast, populous, and fiercely independent civilization with its own powerful imperial identity. The Ottomans were constantly looking over their shoulder at the east. But in 1529, the east was clear. The path to the west was clear. The March of Mud. Logistics. May 10th, 1529. The army leaves Istanbul. It is a spectacle of terror and beauty. Let's break down who is marching. First, the Janissaries, 12,000. These are the elite. These aren't ordinary soldiers. They're the Sultan's personal troops, taken as boys from Christian families, converted to Islam, and trained from childhood. They're forbidden to marry. Their only loyalty is to the Sultan. They are the first modern standing army in Europe. They wield muskets with deadly precision. Next, the Sipais, 20,000. The feudal cavalry. Heavy armored knights on horseback who own land in exchange for military service. And finally, the Akinjis, 30,000. The raiders. Light cavalry who ride ahead of the army to burn, loot, and spread terror. 40,000 irregular soldiers and 18,000 from vassal states. Their secret weapon? Gunpowder. The Ottomans have more cannons than any European army. They're also masters of siege engineering, sappers who can tunnel under walls, miners who can blow them up. Vienna's defenders. Inside Vienna, the defenders are led by 70-year-old Count Nicholas von Salm, a veteran who fought the Ottomans before. His forces are a patchwork: German Landsknechts, mercenary pikemen, Spanish musketeers sent by Ferdinand's brother, local Austrian militia, and even armed citizens. Let's break down who they are. 5,000 German mercenaries, Landsknechts. They were mercenaries famous for their flamboyant clothes and massive two-handed swords, Zweihander. 2,000 Spanish troops, 1,000 cavalry, 12,000 militia and armed citizens. Scorched earth. Vienna's advantage? Its walls. Just years before, they'd been rebuilt in the new Italian style. Lower, thicker, with angled bastions that give overlapping fields of fire. Salm knows the medieval walls of Vienna are weak. They're thin, less than 2 meters thick in places. He knows he can't stop the Turks from hitting them, so he ruthlessly orders the suburbs burned. Every house, every garden outside the walls is leveled. Why? To create a killing zone. If the Ottomans want to attack the wall, they have to run across open ground with zero cover straight into Austrian musket fire. But the Ottoman army meets a villain they cannot shoot. The spring of 1529. It is one of the wettest years on record. It rains incessantly. The roads in the Balkans turn to soup. This leads to the single most decisive moment of the war, before a shot is even fired. The Ottomans possessed the Great Bombards, massive siege cannons capable of smashing city walls, but they're too heavy for the mud. Suleiman makes a fatal choice. He leaves the heavy cannons behind. September 27th, the Ottomans arrive. It takes them nearly 5 months to reach Vienna. They arrive exhausted, sick, and without their wall breakers. Vienna is in panic. Archduke Ferdinand isn't even there. He's in Bohemia, Czech Republic, asking his brother, Emperor Charles V, for help. But Charles is busy fighting the French and the Protestants. Vienna is on its own. The Ottoman vanguard arrives. Their first move? Psychological warfare. They parade captured European prisoners, including noblemen in chains. They display their vast numbers. The message? Surrender or be destroyed. Count Salm's response? Silence. The gates remain closed. Then Ottoman cannons open fire. But something's wrong. The rain has soaked their gunpowder. The massive stone balls either fall short or bounce harmlessly off Vienna's new walls. Without the heavy guns left in the mud, he can't knock the city down. So the Ottomans turn to Plan B, mining. If you can't go through the wall, go under it. The Ottoman miners dig tunnels beneath the fortifications, pack them with gunpowder, and blow them up. Salm counters this. He places bowls of water on drums in the cellars. When the water ripples, he knows the Turks are digging. He sends his own men down. A vicious war is fought in the dark, suffocating tunnels beneath Vienna. For 2 weeks, this pattern continues. Ottoman bombardment fails. Their mines are discovered and destroyed. Morale begins to drop. The weather worsens. Early snow falls on October 11th, unseasonably early. Inside the Ottoman camp, disease spreads. Dysentery from contaminated water, pneumonia from constant rain. October 12th, disaster. An Ottoman mine successfully detonates under the Corinthian Gate. A huge breach opens. The Janissaries charge. This is the moment of truth. But the German Landsknechts form a wall of pikes, long spears in the breach. The Janissaries, armed with swords and muskets, cannot get past the forest of spears. The assault is repelled. In October 12th, Suleiman faces a decision: retreat or risk everything on one massive assault. He chooses assault. At dawn, the entire Ottoman army attacks simultaneously. Siege towers roll forward, ladders go up against walls. The elite Janissaries lead the charge. This is where Vienna's preparation pays off. The burned suburbs mean Ottoman troops must cross 500 meters of open ground under arrow and musket fire. Their siege towers get stuck in mud. When ladders reach the walls, defenders pour boiling oil and pitch. Most crucially, the Corinthian Gate. Here, Ottoman miners finally succeed in blowing a small breach. Janissaries pour through, into a killing zone. Spanish musketeers fire volleys at point-blank range. German pikemen form an impenetrable wall of steel. After 6 hours of continuous combat, the assault fails. Ottoman losses? Over 1,500 elite Janissaries dead, thousands more wounded. For the first time in his reign, Suleiman has been decisively defeated in field combat. That night, in his silk tent, Suleiman consults his commanders. The facts are grim. Food supplies are nearly gone. Gunpowder is wet. Horses are dying. Snow is falling. And Habsburg reinforcements are rumored to be approaching. Retreat and consequences. October 14th. In a final act of defiance, Suleiman orders all remaining cannons to fire at once, using up the last dry gunpowder. Then, on October 15th, the Ottoman army begins its retreat. They abandon hundreds of cannons, thousands of tents, and leave their dead unburied. Suleiman returned to Istanbul and claimed victory. He spun the narrative, saying he just went to chase Ferdinand and didn't really want the city. But the world knew the truth. The invincible tide of the Ottoman Empire had hit a breakwater. The retreat is a disaster. The early winter hits hard. Starving soldiers desert. Local militia harass the column. By the time they reach Belgrade, half the army is dead from combat, disease, or exposure. Why did the Ottomans fail? 3 primary reasons. First, weather, 40%, the worst autumn in memory. Second, logistics, 35%, an army too large to supply over such distance. Third, Vienna's defenses, 25%, modern walls and brilliant countermining. But there were larger geopolitical factors too. Ferdinand's brother Charles V ruled Spain, the Netherlands, parts of Italy, and the Americas. This meant Spanish gold and troops could reinforce Vienna. Meanwhile, France, Austria's enemy, was secretly negotiating with Suleiman, preventing a united Christian front against him. European politics. Most surprisingly, the Protestant Reformation actually helped Vienna's defense. Martin Luther's challenge to the Catholic Church had Europe divided, but facing Muslim invasion, Protestants and Catholics temporarily united. German princes sent troops despite religious differences. The consequences were enormous. Vienna marked the limit of Ottoman expansion into Europe. For the next 150 years, Hungary would be divided between Ottoman-controlled East and Habsburg-controlled West. The siege created the legend of Vienna as Europe's bulwark, a myth that would shape European identity for centuries. Nicholas Graf Salm, the 70-year-old hero, didn't enjoy the victory for long. He was wounded by falling rocks during the last assault and died a few months later. He gave his life for the city. The First Siege of Vienna was a victory of logistics over ambition. If it hadn't rained in the Balkans, if the heavy cannons had arrived, the history of the Western world would look very, very different. Vienna was saved by old men, sharp pikes, and a lot of mud. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to help us provide you with free, quality content.